Welcome back to Get Sexual Attraction here on YouTube with your host, Rion. In our mini-series here, covering sex maps, belief systems of sex and attraction. As you know, what you value subconsciously as sex is what you are attracting and manifesting automatically in your life. So being aware of these different belief systems of sex, because it can mean so many different things, being aware of it is key to transform. So if you want a different result, become aware of what you actually believe is sex. So with these sex maps, there's different beliefs. This one, sex equals game. There's beliefs that go with this that attract more of what you value as leading to sex and attraction. So if sex equals game, what's actually happening is you're attracting more game. Game, and we can just reference the book, The Game, the pickup artist mentality and approach of playing social games in order to get sex. Well, the inherent dysfunction with the game is that it's a social game and it's got rules and it's made up by social dynamics and influence to try to get women who are on a pedestal to bring them down. It's really social games. So with beliefs of the game, if you believe in the paradigm, sex equals, well, I got to play game in order to get sex, in order to get women, to get chicks, to get laid, sex equals game. So I got to play by the rules of the game because that's my belief of reality. So be aware if you believe that or if you've followed it for years. Some of what goes along with that is, the entire pickup artist methodology, the classical DHV, determine higher value, approaching, and the entire terminology that they use, HB9s, HB10s, and really coming up with social strategy of how to approach in a nightclub and diagrams. That's all part of the belief of this gets me to sex, because you really believe that sex equals game. I got to work on my game, my inner game, my outer game. So sex, and there's nothing wrong with these belief systems, these paradigms of sex. It's just, are they getting you the result that you really want or desire? So it leads you in a different direction because, and I've taught on this years ago in the PDF, you could also, maybe I'll put the link to it under this video, reference that if you're in Miami and have a map of Detroit, but someone mislabeled it and said it's Miami, you could believe you're driving around Miami trying to read this map, but really it's a map for something else entirely different. It's a map for game, for example, which says, no, this is what you got to do. This is what you got to do. And when you do this, then, and all of a sudden it's like you end up in tire kicking madness because this road doesn't actually go. So you can be right in front of women and your belief system has a different value subconsciously. You could believe that, no, I just got to keep approaching and approaching and approaching because that's what my people did, because they believe that sex equals a game. And where does it get them? Playing more social games, trying to take women down, trying to neutralize things, peacocking, standing out in the nightclub. So it's important to really check out the rest of this mini-series if you want more awareness, because it's really what you believe is sex, what will lead you to sex. So if sex equals game, and it could be other than pickup artist game, but the entire belief that I got to game women, I got to work on my game. Well, that's initially, inherently, it's through and throughout, it's really kind of manipulative. When sex is really kind of something else as we bring in a higher awareness. Sex is connection. Sex is presence. Sex is her being into you, without games, without manipulation, without agenda or any of that, as you may discover more consciously. So being aware of these different belief systems of what you are attracting in your life can get you the map that you want, so that instead of living in a virtual reality when you're actually in the physical reality, check out the sex equals sexploitation one, sex equals fantasy, because that's really like the biggest one. What happens is men can be right in front of a woman physically, and yet they value something else as sex. Their subconscious values it as sex, and it drives them crazy because they don't actually value what's right in front of them. They value something else. So if sex equals a game, you're going to run around like to all these different nightclubs doing certain actions and behavior following the rules of the game that you think will get you to sex, when really you could discover something else that will shift you to really be powerfully with women here and now. So it comes down to what your subconscious values as sex. So with that said, check out the rest of the miniseries, Sex Equals Game. It's for you to be aware of. I personally think it's incredibly dysfunctional and will only do more damage, not just to women, but to your own psyche and everything. I've seen games screw up men in so many ways. So I encourage you to stop even calling it a game. That's all for now. Check out the rest of the miniseries. Subscribe to this channel. It's Rion with Get Sexual Attraction on YouTube.